40 years ago. The last One Piece chapter revealed something so huge the fan base went crazy. And definitely this chapter was amazing for people who love to see theories and speculations, because so many questions we had and so many mysteries that were brought up, it was intense. I will say this, someone dominated before Roger. This is the big thing. Now I could talk about Shanks and that whole stuff Gorosei, but I'm gonna leave that for another video. I want to talk about this. Someone dominated before Gol D Roger. Let's be honest here, Gol D Roger, I'm not gonna lie, before this chapter, that's all I thought about when it comes to the Pirate King and like the old era. But there's an actual older era before Roger's time. Roger might have been there, to be honest, because we know Brook, but I'll talk about Brook. He has definitely a relation there, but still, this was 40 years ago and it's deeply connected. I think Roger would be around like 30 years old at this time, maybe 35 years old at this time. So Roger was still a pirate because we know he met Rayleigh back when he was younger, but still, this is deeply connected to the future storyline, and the build-up and the hype is intense. It's definitely crazy, and today we'll discuss so many amazing things. You would want to stay for the whole video. Trust me, the things I'm discussing, even I am so excited to talk about because it's so lit. Like I said, Roger and Rayleigh met when they were very young. Well, Roger seemed to be very, very young. Rayleigh seemed to be a little bit older, but you could tell that they were both around the same age. Now we know Rayleigh is around the same age as Roger because of the SBS, the ages that have been confirmed. And I think Roger and Rayleigh are a little bit older than Big Mom. So Big Mom's like 68, they're like 70 something. So definitely want to say this, the fact that these guys met when they're young and actually became the greatest pirate crew, and Roger the greatest pirate, the Pirate King, they had to do many things before they actually became Pirate King. They were probably, I don't know, maybe touring around the West Blue, the North Blue, the South Blue. You gotta understand, as the One Piece story, we have seen the North, West, and South Blue a little bit, but the Grand Line and the East Blue have been the main focus of the story. And I definitely feel like also there's different Sky Islands, there's the moon, 6 moons. The Roger Pirates story, when they do give a flashback, will be so intense. And it kind of makes you think about how we see Buggy chilling in the East Blue. We see Shanks was going around and actually was in the East Blue too. Like this old and Croc is in the beginning of the Grand Line. Like you see that the Roger Pirates are scattered around the world because they literally, I think, explored all around the world. And just want to talk about this because I want you to understand, before Roger's era, someone dominated. So that's what Roger was probably doing during this time this character was dominating. Now, I'm going to mention Brook. Like I said, Brook is a Straw Hat pirate, and we all know his story about his whole crew was pretty much decimated, taken out, and he was taken out, but he had his fruit ability that saved him to give him another chance at life. But he does mention at one point in the story, I will put up the manga panel, he mentioned there was a rookie named Roger, I believe. So this makes you think, if Roger was a rookie during Brook's time and then Brook passed away, what if the crew that was revealed in the last chapter, the Rocks, killed Brook's entire crew? What if this is how it's connected to the Lurking Legend? And when the Lurking Legend does return to the One Piece story and faces the Straw Hat Pirates, oh my goodness, Brook will have flashbacks. He'll be terrified. I definitely want to say this could be a great way to add Brook into this whole connection here. Think about it, guys. This could be very, very hype, honestly, because the Lurking Legend could be connected to a lot of characters and we don't even know it. Now, it also revealed that Garp became a hero of the Marines, not for stopping Shiki with the help of Sengoku, or not for chasing Roger and having multiple battles with Roger. We all know Roger said that take care of Ace because Roger and Garp had so many battles that he trusted Roger. He trusted Garp like that. But no. It was confirmed that he was taking out the captain of the Rocks, which is honestly an amazing feat because 2 of the emperors right now were confirmed to be under the Rocks. So I definitely want to say, yeah, Garp has many feats, and this just hypes up Garp even more because this is how he was known to become a hero. I definitely want to say, when you take out the guy dominating before Roger, respect. And Garp, you see how I'm smiling in the last chapter, yo, he's really about that business. Now, when it comes to the Rocks and the theories that I've seen, the biggest one I've seen is the Shaki theory. Shaki, we all know, it's mentioned to Monkey D. Luffy that his grandfather Garp was chasing her 40 years ago. 40 years ago was when the Rocks were dominating. So many people think that Shaki is actually the captain of the Rocks. And I do want to say this, she did mention that she was a pirate 40 years ago and that she stopped. But still, I do not believe she was the captain, because we all saw when the Marines ran to Garp, talking about how they saw Rayleigh and stuff like that. he's like, we can't go to war with two legends. We all know that Rayleigh and Shaki's relationship is very tight knit. And I believe that Shaki, I feel like if Shaki was there and she was the captain of the Rocks, he would have said multiple legends, especially the legend that he took out that made him become the hero of the Marines. So I definitely feel like Shaki, I believe she might have been a member. Most likely she'd been a member of the Rocks. And that's my thoughts there. I think she was a member, but I do not think that Shaki was a captain. You gotta understand, Big Mom also mentioned Garp in the same kind of light as Shaki. A little bit different, but she mentions that, oh, that's Garp's grandson. So people who are mentioning Garp's grandson means they have a special relationship with Garp, and probably Big Mom and Shaki are part of the Rocks and getting chased by Garp, and their captain was taken out by Garp, and that's why they said, oh, Garp's grandson. So definitely, crazy stuff indeed. Hype. Now, I want to mention this. 40 years ago, the Rocks, the captain of the Rocks, was leading a 28-year-old Big Mom. And if you guys seen Big Mom in the SBS, we all wonder why Oda revealed the young Big Mom at the age of 28. She looked completely different, honestly. She looked so different. Way, I'm not gonna say way better, but she looked way different. But you guys can all understand what I'm trying to say. But still, also, I would assume that because Kaido was also an underling to the captain of the Rocks, that he was probably a teenager. I think he was around Luffy's age, maybe 10 years younger than actual Big Mom. Because we know Kaido and Mori are going back at the day, and Mori's around 50 years old. So I think Kaido is probably around 55, 50, around the Admiral ages. I think that's how old Kaido is. And also it was revealed that he's part of the new generation of emperors. It doesn't mean he's part of he can't be older, but he definitely was an emperor in the later half, like Shanks, rather than Big Mom and Whitebeard became emperors early on. Because let's be honest, Big Mom and Whitebeard, they've been doing this, they've been doing this. But just like the old days, Big Mom mentions this to Kaido. Their crew was definitely dominant when you have two monsters in the future that were underlings. And I want to say this, top to bottom, I think there were some crazy characters, honestly. I believe Shaki was a member, not a captain, but she was the member. And the captain, if he's leading all these powerful characters, he has to be a beast. Honestly, Roger level. I think he's Roger level. Okay, it's confirmed he's Garp level, but I believe that Roger's stronger, but I believe he's on that like Whitebeard, Roger, Garp, old era, monster level. And that's going to be scary because we saw Strongwill. Nobody was a big fan of Strongwill when Luffy took out Shiki because it was a pre-time skip Luffy and it wasn't canon. But when we see Luffy take out an old era monster, that's gonna be more satisfying in the canon story. Now I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. We see Garp, he's laughing, he's chilling, and you see the vice admiral's like, why are you laughing, Garp? Aren't you worried your grandson, these two emperors are going after him? And I want to say this, I feel like Garp is not taking Kaido and Big Mom seriously because he knows they're underlings to the guy he defeated, so he doesn't really see them as a true threat, even though they are true threats. You know how with nostalgia, like, you ever see NBA fans, they don't really take they say the 90s were more tougher and the 2000s are soft, and the 2000s fans say the 90s were playing plumbers and stuff like that. So that's funny memes and jokes about the NBA, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Different eras. Garp doesn't take that younger era seriously, but I do want to say this. When you're laughing and chilling, a lot of times, sometimes you're trying to hide your true emotion. And I believe that Garp is a little bit worried maybe about Luffy if the Lurking Legend targets him. And he might even try to rematch the leader of the Rocks if he comes back and take him out again. But it'll be different, because the Rocks will learn his lesson. After battles, you learn your lesson. He probably came back stronger. And he actually might take an L to this character. And if he takes L in front of Luffy's eyes, everybody envisions that Shanks will die in front of Luffy's eyes and gives him a rage power-up. Well, recently Oda was revealing how people get angry and they get stronger, like Shanks. Shanks is Luffy's role model. I think Luffy getting angry and intense, this might summon an awakening of some sort, a Paramecia awakening. It will trigger it, and he'll be going crazy. It'll be island level feats, and this will be intense, honestly. Garp passing away because of the Lurking Legend, and like having a crazy moment there with Luffy, because let's be honest here, Garp's the one who brought Luffy to Dan, and they have a really special bond there. We saw at Post Enies lobby him throwing cannons at Luffy. It's gonna be very emotional. It's probably one of the most emotional moments in the entire series, seeing Garp pass away. But let's be honest here, Garp is even talking about how it's not his era anymore. And after Marineford, this was kind of a signature of it's not his era. So for him to pass away, just like Whitebeard, but in the new world, something crazy happens. It'll affect Kobe too, It's gonna be hype if that does happen. I don't want Garp to die, but I feel like when it comes to the story, I like Garp, but when you make the story better by passing away, like Jiraiya is one of my favorite characters in Naruto, but when I'm spoiler alert for Naruto if you don't watch Naruto, when he goes away, it's actually very, very hyped, honestly, because it's emotional and it helps Naruto. Now, I do want to say this. I think this is probably the perfect timing for a flashback for Garp's character if they do kill him off versus the Lurking Legend, and then Luffy fights the Lurking Legend right after. This is the perfect flashback for his character, seeing Suru, Sengoku rise up the Marines, seeing him take on the Lurking Legend rocks from the past, seeing him go battle Shiki, Roger, even Whitebeard too, if he battled them, seeing a bunch of flashbacks of Garp, seeing him tutor Aokiji and characters like Akainu, and maybe shed a light on him and Kobe's relationship. I think this would be a great flashback on his whole life, and do it in really, really fast, like maybe 2-chapter, 3-chapter flashback. Yo. This probably might be one of the greatest flashbacks in the One Piece story. So I think that flashback for Garp would be perfect if it is connected to him passing away. We saw a flashback for Whitebeard when he passed away, but it was kind of a speed flashback. They really timed it really fast. So I want to see an actual, true, thoroughly, pretty much a lit flashback from Garp. ASL, man, we're gonna see young Garp running there. It was cool. Now I want to quickly talk about characters who might be connected to the Lurking Legend or the Captain of the Rocks, Miss Buckins. If you guys do not know, Miss Buckins, have always said she seems to be related to Big Mom somehow. She has the same hat as Lola, and as we can see, she also has different similarities too. So I want to say that Miss Buckins, I think she might be somehow related to the Lurking Legend. We see Weevil, her son of some sort, has like these crazy stitches on him, and she's saying that Weevil is Whitebeard's son. We need to call Mori. I think that Weevil is so powerful, he has to be a Legend's son in my opinion, So I don't think he's actually Whitebeard's son. He might be actually an experimented son of the Lurking Legend, the Captain of the Rocks. That's my opinion. If you all know, Weevil somehow and Buckins seem to be an inspiration from Dragon Ball, Babidi and Boo. And we all know Boo took an L to evil Boo in a sense. Weevil might become a good guy, and he might in the future take an L to his actual true father, the Lurking Legend. That would be a crazy story. That's a speculation of the theory. I'm not confirmed right now. I'm just speculating right now, but that would be very cool if that was a part of the plot line. I also want to say this. The character who I think probably has the best chance of being related to the 40 years ago events is Dr. Kureha. Dr. Kureha right now is at the Reverie. This is all being talked about at the Reverie. Her age, it makes sense because she's 140 years old. She would have been 100 years old back when the 40 years ago when that person was dominating. She talks about the Will of D, the Will of D talks. If you know about the Will D, you're already spooky to me, honestly. If you know about the Will D, you're spooky out of that. Like, it's simple. You know something that a lot of people don't know. And I also want to say this. She always talks about how the secret to her youth, and doesn't finish the sentence like, you want to know my secret to my youth? You want to know the secret to my youth? If it's connected somehow to Big Mom, like imagine Dr. Korea had it running with Big Mom back in the day, or she was a part of the Rock Seal, that would be even more intense. Or somehow Bonnie she had it running with, that would be intense. So the secret to her youth probably will play a big part, and we always laugh at it and don't really take it serious because it's a gag. And she even did it recently in the last chapter, but the last couple chapters, but it might become something huge when it comes to the actual story. And I don't know, man. Dr. Korea seems to be someone who might have a big plot line in the story. We know Chopper. If Dr. Korea goes away, Chopper's gonna be taken off. Man, he's gonna be so pissed off. He's gonna be angry as hell. But yes, I want to say this: 40 years ago, the Lurking Legend, he will return. And many think it is Shiki. Honestly, I don't think it's Shiki. I do think Shiki has a chance to return, but with strong growth, a lot of people are turned off on Shiki. We know that they kind of made Shiki seem like a joke. His power was very powerful and very cool. He had epic moments in Strong World, but pre-time skip Luffy taking you out, everyone starts not taking you seriously, But if he does have a role in the story, I think it'll be a minor role in the story. I think Shiki's biggest role in the story, to me, is a flashback. That's my honest opinion, I think Shiki's biggest role is a flashback. I also want to say this: Shanks speaking on a certain pirate, and Garp talking about how a comeback threat would be very, very legit. We couldn't even imagine it. That's what he's saying, pretty much, Garp. I could see a Luffy versus the Captain to Kaido and Big Mom on Elbaf. Think about it. We all see Poke Island and then the Wano arc. If after these two arcs we're dealing with Big Mom and Kaido, Luffy has to see someone that's above them, in my opinion. And if Luffy does defeat Kaido somehow, some way, even Oda doesn't know how he's going to defeat Kaido, he's going to have to fight someone, not on Blackbeard's level, because Blackbeard's end of story is going to be incredibly powerful. I believe someone in between that. And I think the Lurking Legend suits it perfectly. Imagine he's on Elbaf chilling with Prince Loki and that whole storyline there. In my opinion, it should be a woman. As you see the thumbnail, I think it should be a woman. Because, let's be honest here. If you're leading Big Mom, You got to be a powerful woman. But I don't really mind. I don't really mind who it is. It could be a man too. I think a lot of people are just dying to see powerful female characters, yo. But definitely want to say that I think that the fact that Green Bull is definitely a man, if the Lurking Legend is a female, a lot of the fans that thought Green Bull was a woman, they wouldn't, like, because a lot of people are salty that Green Bull is a man. I knew Green Bull was a man from the way that Oda was talking about him, but a lot of people did not believe that. But still, I think that this character actually might be a woman. She led Big Mom. Big Mom's the strongest female in the One Piece story right now. And it'll be OP as AF. Yes, I'm going to say OP AF. Definitely check out this story of Lurking Legend when it comes out in a theaters near you. I'm just joking, yo. It's coming out soon in the manga, but I'm hyped, definitely very hyped. But that's pretty much it. Me talking about the Lurking Legend, the Captain of the Rocks, Garp, 40 years ago. So many different things, so many different aspects, and so many different speculations. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like and share if you enjoy. Like and share only if you enjoy. And subscribe for more One Piece content. I'm the LegendMac, and I'm gone.